guys, it's Katie. Welcome back to Still the Spotlight. Today I'm doing my kind of yearly trend report type video. I think I've done these at the beginning of every year ever since I first started YouTube, so we're back at it once again. My apologies that it's a couple of weeks later than usual this time around. Did not intend on taking a small break, but alas, things happen. Thought it'd be fun just to kind of go through some trends that I personally have been kind of vibing with or whatever. But as always, remember, trends, you can take them or leave them. They're not going to be for everyone. I don't know. This is a very much non-judgmental space here. I really don't care if you wear what every other person is wearing or if what you kind of style up is completely unique, never been done before. Like, don't care, as long as you're enjoying yourself with fashion, that's what counts. So firstly, I want to give a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is ShopTagger. You guys know I've been using their service for years and years. They've saved me so much cash over that time, as well as just helping me to be a smarter shopper in the long run with less impulse decisions happening. But if you guys aren't familiar with them, trust me, you are in for a treat. It is a free and easy to download app and also Chrome extension. Once you've got that cute little button set up, they're going to become your best friend while online shopping, ensuring you never miss a price drop, relevant discount code, or item coming back in stock by sending you either push notifications or email notifications. It's up to you. Actually, even this little dress I'm wearing today, I got 20% off with ShopTagger coupon code that I otherwise wouldn't have known about. So if you guys want a bit of that for yourselves, there will be a link down below in the description box. There's three main features that I find really handy. The first one is just whenever you're online shopping and you see a piece you like, you click the button, you can select all your preferences and then add it to your desired list. Sometimes I get a bit click happy when I'm just scrolling through pages and pages of clothes. So it's really nice to be able to separate them into their own categories, come back and look at them all in one place and really analyze which is actually going to be best for your wardrobe and what you're going to get the most wear out of. The second main feature is them coupon codes. Again, you're just going to click that button and voila, they're going to scan the internet for the best available deal for you. And thirdly, they've also added a cashback feature, so you can actually earn money back via PayPal whenever you're shopping with the select retail partners. So yeah, if you're someone who ever does any form of online shopping, definitely check them out. I will have the links down below in the description box. Okay, I'm gonna start off with one of my favorite trends that we continue to see quite a bit of. I don't actually know the correct terminology for it, but you guys will know what I mean by the reference pictures. It's a lot of mesh tops with different unique patterns to them, very inspired by Gaultier's work. And not always, but often I do see this trend come hand in hand with having some sort of deconstructed element or even layering it in a way that kind of takes it into that cyberpunk sort of space. Personally, I didn't really take it in that direction today, but definitely something I'm keen to try in the future. Today's look though, I kind of just stuck to my own sort of style that I usually vibe with, which, let's be real, often takes a lot of inspiration from K-pop, and I do feel like the top half of this outfit totally looks like something Lisa from Blackpink would wear. We have that slight nod to the deconstructed element by having the sleeves actually disattached, and I also think just like the chaotic print that this fabric has adds to it as well. This shirt I actually picked up from a Depop seller. She handmade it and it was actually using dead stock fabric as well, so a really sustainable way, and I think it was only 45 Australian dollars, which I thought was pretty good all things considered. So I tried to kind of draw the chaotic energy down by doing a mismatched boot. Nothing too crazy, these are actually the same boot, they're just like different lengths, so it's okay. The heels are actually the same height, you're not like awkwardly hobbling along. I always say this, but if you are looking to dabble in trends, I feel like one of the easiest ways to go about it is going for the accessories. Typically they're a lot less expensive, but also it means that you're not gonna clog up your wardrobe with different trendy items that might not last the test of time. So if you just have some really good closet essentials, then you can add in a bit of spice with some of your favorite trend accessories here and there. I've got a few examples for this today, but the first one I want to start out with is this crochet bucket hat. And bucket hats, obviously nothing new, they've been popular for the last few years now, but this is more so falling under this crochet knit trend that we're seeing a lot of. I feel like this is very big coming out of quarantine because a lot of people have taken on hobbies and a lot of DIY projects, so this falls perfectly into that. Think think everyone recreating the Harry Styles cardigan. So yeah, you can really take this in whatever direction you want. I was actually inspired by myself when I was in about grade 2 or 3. I had a hat just like this that I wore all the time. For today's styling, I just kept the same energy of the color blocking in the hat, and I feel very soft and sweet. I love this look. I actually wore it just the other weekend minus the cardigan because it's a wee bit too hot. Which also, side note with the cardigan, obviously we've seen a lot of the cropped fitted styles over the last couple of years. I'm still wearing them. You'll literally see one later in this same video. But I do feel like often they kind of just morph into the next generation. So I think we'll be seeing more of these kind of like longer, thicker styles moving forward. Let's move on to the next accessories trend, which is funky tights, or really just like leg wear accessories. I love this trend because, as you know, I'm a big fan of the mini skirt, so it's nice to have something to accessorize the legs with, and we're seeing this in so many different varieties to fit different aesthetics. You can go for something quite classy and chic. We see this a lot with the like higher end logo tights. On the other end of the spectrum, you can go for something a little bit more rough around the edges, like literally just taking a pair of sheer tights and ripping them to shreds. Fishnets, Halloween tights, you name it. And then there's also the more artsy patterned category, which does take a lot of inspiration from the original tights miniskirt combination that came about in the 60s mod era. I always see these damn blue tights pop up everywhere, but rarely do I ever actually see the full fit. Usually it's just the legs and it's like, yeah, they look sick, but how the hell do I actually style them? And let me tell you, they are kind of tricky. I don't have the blue pair. I don't even know where they're from, but I just picked up the most similar style I could find just from the costume shop.
Go back to Party City where you belong.
The struggle for me personally was that I felt like I had to keep it really simple, but I am known to be a serial over accessorizer. So it was really hard to find the balance for me, but I think this is actually quite cute in the end. Continuing on with the 60s influence, we'll be seeing a lot of, we've already seen the re-emergence of the checkerboard print, which I do find quite funny. Typically trends kind of stick to that 20-year rule, but checkerboard, no, it rears its head every 5 years or so. Think like every kid at a pop punk concert in their checkered Vans and matching checkered belt. But then also it kind of came back around the same time that we were putting flames on everything. So yes, this one comes back in all the time, so may as well just keep it in your closet because it won't be long till you can whip it out again, which, spoiler alert, my next video is actually all about that, taking these old has-been washed up trends that you invested in and still have in your wardrobe, so you still want to wear them, but you just want some fresh ideas. That will be my next video, so don't worry if you're not into buying new trends. Hopefully that one will help you out. But yes, checkerboard somehow made its way into both. But I've also teamed it up with the outerwear trend we've seen everywhere over the last few months. Honestly, some of you guys are probably already sick of it, and it is the faux leather jackets with the faux fur trim. And often you'll see these in really bright, fun colors, which I definitely swoon over, but not realistic for me. I am not gonna drop that much money on a coat that I'm never really gonna wear. So if you wanted to kind of dabble in that, but you also wanna invest for the long term, I think just going for a classic black will definitely stand the test of time. Speaking of trends you might already be over, but I planned this video over a month ago, so I'm still gonna include it anyway. Wearing the color brown. I do still really like it, but typically I do lean a little bit more colorful, so probably not my number one, but I think it looks amazing on a lot of people. And we've seen it mostly in the form of the monochromatic fits, but if you wanted to switch it up a little bit, you could throw in a pop of a contrasting color or even just a bit of pattern. I did end up going for neutrals from head to toe, pretty much for the sole reason that I wanted to wear this hat. I am obsessed. It is so soft, so cute. It's oversized, so it actually makes my giant head look smaller somehow. Love that for me. And this totally does still fall under a trend as well, just on a slightly smaller scale, I suppose. But if you guys are on the same side of TikTok as me, there's so much animal inspired headwear, whether it is cat ears, the bunny hats. I haven't really seen too many teddy bear hats, but I'm really enjoying it. I feel like this is definitely a form of embracing the cringe culture almost as well. Like totally the sort of thing that in 20 years time when you're showing, I don't know, a relative this, they're gonna be like, oh my God, what were you thinking? But it's okay. As long as you enjoyed yourself in the moment, that's all that matters. Okay, this is another trend that I feel like breaks that 20-year cycle and actually pops up every few years, but sometimes just in slightly different forms, and that is the cutout trend. This time around, it has been a bit of a slow burner as well, because I feel like we first started gradually accepting it when Maddie wore the IMG pants in Euphoria, and ever since then, people are just kind of playing around with it more and more. I do actually have the purple pants, but you guys have already seen me style them, so I wanted to switch it up a little bit. I would say what I'm seeing most of, at least on like the Australian boutiques or whatever, are actually these dresses with the really large waist cutouts. Personally, I don't think I'll be partaking in that. I just know I wouldn't feel comfortable. But what I do have is this cute little mini skirt with a really subtle cutout detail. This was actually a gift from my friend Savannah in our Christmas gift swap exchange thingy-majiggy. I did actually film it all, and it's almost all edited as well. So if you do still want to see it, I will post it. I just accidentally took a month off, so now I'm not sure if it's relevant, but but yes, very cute skirt and a really subtle way to play into the trend. Honestly, if you're not even feeling it that day, just wear a longer top or sweatshirt over it and it looks like a normal skirt. So I think this is a really good versatile way to partake in the trend. Honestly, not gonna lie, the styling could be a little bit questionable on this one. Perhaps not everyone's cup of tea, but this is just what I was feeling. Definitely how I would wear it. I don't know if I prefer it with or without the vest, but this is a very special piece to me. One of the first things I ever thrifted many years ago. And you guys know that I am a big advocate for vests. Sweater vests have been my ride or die for a few years now. Obviously the market has become quite overpopulated in the last 6 months or so. So I think that we're gonna kind of see that trend die out a little bit. Personally, still gonna be wearing them for the rest of time, but I do think that trends often kind of just morph into its next stage. Even with the sweater vest, I feel like before that was the utility vest, and after it, we're gonna see more of like the fitted suit sort of vest that we saw a lot of in the early 2000s. I haven't actually filmed that outfit yet though, so I don't know what to talk about because I don't know which one I decided on. To be fair, the options are endless with this though. You can do that really like tacky early 2000s Disney Channel style look. You could go for a 70s influence. You could go for something very studious and preppy. You could go for leather, play into that dynamic, even like a cowgirl sort of aesthetic. I don't know, the options truly are endless when it comes to vests, which is why they continue to be one of my all-time favorite clothing pieces. Personally, I consider them more of a closet essential rather than a trend, but still, you can't deny that over the last year, they're definitely more popular than they ever were before. Well, not ever, but you know what I mean. In recent memory. I was just ticking off my list and realized that I didn't include the one I'm wearing, which is the funky, swirly, groovy patterns and prints. I did actually feature this in my previous trend video towards the end of last year. So yeah, this one still going strong, not much to say about it. I actually really like the kind of retro party Barbie vibe that this particular dress gives me. Obviously partying isn't in the foreseeable future in a lot of countries, so this is almost an escapism sort of feel to it, you know, put on some like disco music at home and just have your own little party. Personally, that's what I prefer anyway. I'm not a party person at all, but I do like feeling like party Barbie. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I like it. But yeah, I think that's all I have for you today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know what some of your favorite looks were and what some of your favorite trends are for 2021, whether I featured them today or not. I did actually have more on my list, but I just couldn't come up with an outfit that I was in love with. So I don't know, maybe there'll be a part 2 somewhere along the lines. And remember, if you are looking at doing any online shopping, be sure to check out today's video sponsor, Shop Tagger. Leave a link to that down below in the description box. And yeah, hopefully I see you next time. Thank you so much for actually clicking on this video and sticking with me. I was quite nervous since it's been a little while since my last video, so thank you so much and goodbye.